Hey guys, RanterInShades here, exercising my First Amendment rights blog style, and I was challenged by my buddy Cooper Sly King to make a video for a challenge called the 5 Things I Hate Challenge. This video isn't going to be too long, but it's not going to be as lighthearted as Cooper's video was, although I will try to make it lighthearted. We're talking about some serious shit here, none of that coleslaw bullshit. These are the biggest problems with the world that I want to go away. Let's begin. Number 5 is closed-mindedness. As you can tell from a lot of the videos on this channel, I don't particularly care for people who are closed-minded to particular genres of music or to certain bands, but this goes beyond music. I don't like when people will refuse to watch a particular kind of movie, like saying that comedies are terrible movies and if you like them then you're a simple-minded degenerate. Same with people who refuse to watch movies that feature a particular actor. Like, for example, if they hate Seth Rogen, think he's awful, and won't watch any of his movies. Not Pineapple Express, not Knocked Up, not Neighbors, not The Interview, nada. Like, come on, man. Not every good movie needs to be serious and dramatic. I like to watch a funny movie every once in a while, and I think everyone should watch some funny movies. This also applies to people who think sitcoms are stupid, and have never bothered giving shows like Seinfeld, The Office, and How I Met Your Mother a chance at all. They're good and enjoyable shows, and I'm sure if you sit down and turn them on, you'll dig them. And with music, Cooper brought up in his video his distaste for people who restrict themselves to certain decades of music. That's a problem I mainly have with classic rock fans and 80s metal fans who think the 90s and everything after are garbage just because different kinds of music was popular at the time. Sure, there's plenty of shitty music in the 90s and 2000s, but it's not all pop bullshit. If you really give a shit about music, you'd do something like, I don't know, support your local scene and try to make a difference, as well as look elsewhere other than on the radio for new music. This is what the internet's for, guys. Search away and you'll be kept busy for a long time. Number 4 is the appeal to emotion fallacy. What the appeal to emotion fallacy is when someone argues from an emotional standpoint in order to sway the audience to be on their side of an argument. I talked about this a lot in my Sony Supports Rape video, which I view as being one of my best works to date. In that situation, here's how the fallacy was used. Kesha cried in the courtroom and she said Dr. Luke raped her, therefore it's true. We don't need evidence because rape is bad and no one would ever lie about rape even though she said he didn't rape her a few years ago. Rape is bad, and because Kesha didn't get her way, and because rape is bad, therefore Sony are rape apologists. No! Shit like this requires hardcore evidence. There is no place in logic for feelings, and there is no place in arguing for feelings. Fuck this fallacy. Same with the correlation fallacy, which pretty much falls under the same umbrella. Number 3 is people who try to change you. This more so applies to romantic relationships, but it can also apply to friendships, family relationships, professional relationships, etc. But if someone tries to change you into something you're not, then they don't really respect you. They just like an idea of you. I've made a couple videos about this in the context of dating relationships, but here's how it works in the other contexts I mentioned. With family, say you have a parent that thinks you're weird because you have certain interests that make you different from other kids. So they try to get you to lose that so you can fit in and make more friends. Does that sound like a parent that respects you? No. With friendships, it's the same idea where the friend thinks you're weird and wants you to change something about yourself. Like, I'd understand if it was a behavioral thing that hurts others, but if it's about how you're weird because you prefer playing video games to playing sports, then they're not really your friends. And in the context of professional relationships, I'm mainly referring to the relationship between an artist and a record label, where you're in a band and the record label wants to sign you, but they want you to lose your sound and make bro country instead. That makes it clear that they don't really give a shit about your music and just want to change you into an easy cash grab. Not all record labels are like this, but I'm sure shit like this has gone on in some of the bigger major labels out there. Number 2 is intellectually dishonest people. These are the kinds of people that do shit like spread false information, take something out of context, and overall be disingenuous and expect people to believe them. Like, for example, if someone says that they aren't attracted to a trans person, which is a personal preference, and some dickhole decides to spin that as you being transphobic. Or if you're someone who values freedom of speech, and someone tries to twist that idea into you being an enabler for bigotry. Like, no! Context is important, and if you're not going to provide context and evidence, then congratulations, you're a liar. And the act of taking something out of context in certain circumstances can be seen as an appeal to emotion, like we brought up earlier. With that, it's clear you're trying to push a narrative and be malicious. Logic, who needs that? Before I get to number 1, here are a few honorable mentions. People who wake me up. Fuck you, let me sleep, please. People who don't flush in public restrooms. Not all toilets are automatic flushers, so it would be swell if you could just flush just to make sure your shit goes down, as well as to be courteous to the next individual using that toilet. The fact that my school had a requirement for all music majors to take a piano class 1 day a week early in the goddamn morning. I'm not a pianist, I'm never gonna touch a piano beyond using a MIDI controller to enter some notes into Logic Pro. Don't expect me to be able to play anything legitimate. The fact that despite having locking tuners, my PRS SE Custom 24 will still go out of tune if I even slightly touch the whammy bar. There's a reason I now use this guitar. Pedophiles and child rapists, as well as pedophile apologists. Need I go on? The fact that there's no privacy settings on Facebook for what you click like on, I don't think that me liking a public post should show up in other people's feeds to the point where people, mostly family members, get ticked off. People who only subscribe to your channel to leave a dislike on your videos. Really guys, get a hobby please. People who comment before watching a video. There's a reason comments are pending approval on my Greek Life Sucks video. YouTube's flagging system, their content ID system, as well as Facebook's report system. When you load a CD into iTunes and it doesn't recognize the album, so it lists everything as unknown artist, track 1, track 2, track 3, etc. Now I have to spend a good bit of time going to Wikipedia to get all the song titles and enter them myself. Not the worst thing ever, but it would still be great if I didn't have to do that. And my final honorable mention, children. You're annoying pieces of shit that never listen to you and never shut the fuck up.
You like that? Huh? You like that? Wah! You just tune this out, don't you? Wah! Well, tune this out. Wah!
And the number 1 thing I hate is ideological extremism. We're talking radical Christians, radical Muslims, radical atheists, radical feminists and SJWs, radical MRAs and MGTOWs, black supremacists, white supremacists, people that discriminate based on race, gender, or sexual orientation, whether they be anti-black, anti-white, anti-Hispanic, anti-Indian, anti-Arab, anti-man, anti-woman, anti-gay, anti-straight, anti-trans, anti-bisexual, anti-asexual, metal elitists, punk elitists, old fags, new fags, people that hate rap and pop, people that hate rock and metal, and many other related shit. Fuck you all! Okay, I'm done. People I'm nominating are Skullripper 4900 and Mortified Productions. Hopefully you guys can take part in this. Thank you for watching this video, take care, and have a nice day. I'm Shades, and I'll see you next time.